So what I'll be talking about is actually three things. I'll go through why energy is important to BT. We'll then talk a bit about what the journey has been for me over the last 4 years within BT. And then finally talk a bit about the platform that we are creating to take energy and carbon services to the market.
So in terms of successful sustainability programs, I think first and foremost a very clear vision. A very clear vision not just of what's this going to look like, but how will it feel? How will a more sustainable organization look like, behave, what will it look like? But probably very importantly for business stakeholders, what are the benefits of embarking on a change to achieve something different? The second area is clear link to business strategy. We work with a lot of organizations that have established programs where it's very, very difficult to see, well, how does this help you actually drive what you're about as a business?
Castle has introduced responsible for vehicle engineering in Nissan. I'm also from Yorkshire, and it's the first time I've ever been introduced as somebody who is part of the Round Earth community. I hope I can live up to the expectation. I'm here to talk about the challenge that Renault and Nissan as an alliance have faced in terms of introducing the electric vehicle. And I think I've got around about 8 minutes to explain how we invested 4 billion euros. So around about €500 million a minute. So quite an expensive speech.
So how can we start taking this to market? So one of the great and exciting opportunities that is now starting to build and reveal itself to us as a team within BT is smart control. So we've installed this network of smart meters, 22,000 smart meters across our buildings. We're installing 100 buildings a month with smart controls. We've got about 1,200 buildings now which have these advanced wireless smart controllers looking at the temperature in every zone of the building, feeding all that information back to a central control room where we monitor the conditions external to internal air temperatures, and we optimize the energy consumption of those buildings. So what we've got now is basically a very large broadband network that's not running data or telecommunication type services, but that's running energy services. So it's effectively an energy service network across all our buildings that's allowing us to remotely control, monitor, and correct the energy consumption of all those buildings. Now, our customers, we sell them telecommunication network services. So it's a core competence of BT to run networks, to manage the various telecommunication infrastructure networks for our customers. And what we're seeing happening in the marketplace is an increasing demand for our new energy network to start being connected to some of those customer sites, to start talking to our customers about how energy savings can be achieved through us as BT, helping them to remotely monitor, diagnose, and reduce energy consumption on their buildings to provide an outsourced management service to them. It's still early days. We've got some exciting propositions coming through, but it's showing that not only can we deliver bottom line value to BT in terms of cost savings, but it also is creating an opportunity for future revenue saving, well, not savings, but future revenue generation for the business. And some very big opportunities are starting to be pulled together into business cases for us to take this out to market and find new ways to deliver this to our customers.
But we wanted to be first somewhere else, and we chose electric vehicle to be first. And so that was a board decision.
It worked out that it would take us about 18 years to get across the whole BT building estate. So perhaps not the best change management strategy to look at the kind of accelerated targets we needed to address. So we had that opportunity to look at developing a roadmap and presenting to the board a number of business cases on how to achieve this big target that they had set. The real key to doing this successfully was the business case. So in my view, unless you can get yourself clearly in front of the CFO with a very solid business case of what you want to do on sustainability, whether it's carbon reduction, energy reduction, or looking at the broader piece of sustainability across all the ethical areas, unless you can get that business case clear, you've got no chance of success.
The absolutely essential technology was the battery. So we started development of electric vehicles and batteries. And in 1999, we had developed quite a large cylindrical battery that looked like a battery that you might get in a torch or something. And we had an electric vehicle running on that. But it wasn't effective. And in 2005, we had the real breakthrough where we managed to challenge the laminated battery. And when we got to the laminated battery, suddenly we could achieve the energy density that we needed, and we were away with the development of the electric vehicle. And that led us to developing the Nissan Leaf. And the Leaf is on sale now, and I'm sure there'll be questions about it later. But the Nissan Leaf's a real 5-seater hatchback, a real car, an electric car, powered by batteries, electric motor, inverter, a range of about 160 kilometres, easy to maintain, zero tailpipe emissions. So we've brought that to the market. We couldn't have done that without strategic joint ventures. And in order to do that, Nissan had to partner with a chemical company. We'd never done that ever in our lives before. So we partnered with a chemical company, NEC, and through that partnership, we managed to develop the battery. And recognising that after the battery's finished its life, we need to find a reuse or recycle of that battery. We've also made a partnership with Sumitomo in order to do the second life of the battery. That has given us a platform to launch the vehicle, but again, we couldn't launch the vehicle on our own because an electric vehicle, there was no infrastructure, or in some countries there still is no infrastructure. And so we had to partnership with government, with utility companies who we'd never talked to before, with IT companies, and a whole host of new suppliers and new fleets in order to promote the Leaf and bring it to the market. So we've done that. We've created those partnerships. We're now building a completely new business model, which is somewhat different to the business model for the internal combustion engine, around producing batteries, taking care about sustainable energy production, looking at the recyclability and reuse of the batteries, developing specific IT solutions for the vehicle, to lead cars, to the charging points, all things we've never done before. And that's left us with a leading position globally now. We've sold 15,000 Nissan Leafs. It is the highest selling EV in ever, so we're proud of that. But the challenge we've now set ourselves is, between Nissan and Renault together, is to have 1.5 million EVs in the market cumulatively by fiscal year 16. And that's the challenge that we're now facing as a corporation.
But the big exam question is, why isn't this delivering value for us? Now, the key thing here with this organisation is their sustainability programme was not linked to their core proposition. So this organisation's strategy was customer retention, growth, and operating efficiency. And their sustainability programme was not linked to those. So the real thing that changed was they started to link what they were doing in their own business to improve operational efficiency to the core proposition that they were taking to market, to look at how what they're doing internally can create differentiation and a different product to take to market. I mean, it's quite clear, Richard, listening to you, that a lot of the innovation that you've developed internally to achieve your aims have subsequently created a new business platform for you. And I think sustainability programs are like that. The focus has to be on business opportunity. Yes, you can talk about, well, there's risk management, there's reputation management. That's all well and good. But in creating momentum for a program that's going to be successful, it really has to drive change in the business and change that supports the business strategy from being delivered.
And we don't profess to be experts of climate change or urbanisation or anything like that, and we gather information from all kinds of committees. And we listen to all kinds of arguments as to whether CO2 is really harmful and whether there is global warming and things like that, but we don't profess to know. But when we look around, we can see something is changing. there is something going on with the climate and the population is increasing.
Well, I've worked with a lot of organisations where you analyse their sustainability programme and you say, what business benefit is this delivering to your organisation? How is it helping you to be a more successful organisation in the future? And often they will turn around and say, well, you know, we do it because it's the right thing to do. It's a good thing to manage your carbon emissions, to be managing water in your business, to have a code of conduct in your supply chain. But if you can't articulate the benefit, and that articulation of benefit is not understood across the organisation, that programme is not going to be successful.